Welcome everyone to your new week cosmic message. I have already cleaned up the space and shuffled the cards and meditated upon its message. And I received the Seven of Cups, the World, and the Three of Swords. And there is the environmental energy of the Empress. So one of the things that I wanted to share and that kind of like brought up the my poll today is that I was in deep meditation today and I was shown this very dark rich soil, and it was empty, completely empty, but the sense wasn't that it was empty like as a dessert, but more like empty because it's been resting and it's been going through a cycle of regeneration. And they're really like everywhere I looked, it just, this rich dark soil looks so vibrant. So when I pull this, one of the things that kind of like came in my mind was this sense of groundedness, which if we look at where the sun is right now, it's in the sign of Cancer. But in human design, we consider where the sun sign is and also where the earth sign is, or where the earth is also being activated. And all the gates that are currently being activated, through the sign of Cancer, their programming partners are being activated in the sign of Capricorn. So, and I believe there's also a Saturn retrograde at the moment. I'm not an astrologer, so I really can't tell you enough about it. But so there's like this heavy Saturn energy. So it almost like made sense that the world will come up. And with this vision that I had, like again, of like really grounding and like this depth of this the soil that I saw, that it was moist, it was humid. There was this sense of like that, of having this blank slate, and now seeing, okay, now that you have this, what are you gonna cultivate there? Because the soil is prime for cultivation, for planting. And so maybe we're not at the time of harvesting, but it is at a time in which we can actually, we have really healthy soil, so we have the ability to now decide what are we going to plant and what are we going to make grow. So which was kind of interesting, because the Seven of Cups and the Three of Swords kind of like being read together, there's this sense of like how we have a lot of different options, and a lot of the work that we're doing right now with Saturn and with grounding a lot of our emotions, which comes from the element of Cancer, is looking at like how do we ground our emotions in a way that we're able to step back a little bit and look at, give us ourselves the possibility of dreaming, but also so that we can so that what we choose, the seeds that we choose, the emotions that we choose, that the things that we engage with and that we amplify and allow to grow, don't come from a place of brokenheartedness. Or especially like the Three of Swords is a mind card, so even though there's a heart here, but sometimes what really triggers our emotions more are the thoughts and memories we have, the stories, beliefs that we have about ourselves, about the world, about anyone really. So it's almost like this is like this rich creative aspect of the mind, and how we're gonna use it. Are we gonna use it to create this beautiful reality, or are we gonna use it to continue to like feed into these beliefs that limit us, but then also keep us in cycles of suffering? But again, it's kind of like looking at that and grounding these elements, but ultimately not so that we can focus a lot on this, on either a confusion or the not knowing or whatever pain was there, but using this as compost in that soil that I mentioned earlier, in a way that that it allows you to plant. And the Empress, she's usually in some decks she's represented as a tree because she's very rooted, and it's like those roots that go deep into the soil to like to be nourished. So it's kind of like that. Is like, how are we, what are we going to choose to plant so that it can be deeply nourished, but all of the work that we've done, because the world is a card of completion as well. So we are going into a completely new beginning, but also understanding that we've learned a lot through at a lot of lessons from what we've been through. And now it's a graduation almost, and now it's time for this new chapter. But again, understanding that, looking at those lessons, looking at how we learn to work with our emotions, and grounding our emotions, and grounding our mind as well. And one of the things that I found like that was pretty cool is this. So when we get to the world in the fullest journey from in the major arcana, going from the Magician to the world, right before the world comes judgment, which is the sense of awakening and resurrection, and kind of like being able to see that what you've seen before you cannot unsee, which is once you're able to get to that space, then you're able to move to the world to finish up what you were doing before, what the lessons you were learning before, so then you can go back into a whole new level to the to start again with the full. So judgment, as I looked, is right under the Empress. And the Empress here, like it comes this opportunity for this really regenerative abundance that goes way beyond material, although that is part of it, that it really comes from all this work that we've been doing. And look at it all, like the cards. Here's our Cancer card, which is what we have, the sign we're in, like this overflow of abundance that again is like a really grounded in us, and like the sense of clarity, overflow again, and in terms of community. So there is really so much, like environmentally speaking, that is affecting us, and it's kind of like us going into the space of grounding, and looking at where we're at, and what are the seeds that we have available, what are those visions and dreams that we have available, that that can be planted, and look in a way that doesn't continue to recreate the same stories and beliefs. And ultimately, again, we are in a new cycle. We have this rich soil through all the work that we've been doing. How can we utilize that so that it creates a beautiful chapter in our lives? Thank you, and I hope you embrace your week.